Let me share my screen. So, welcome back, Austin and Christian. Hope you guys are doing all right. So, we'll be entering Bootstrap. Now, I would say, have you guys heard about Bootstrap? Have you guys heard about Bootstrap, Christian and Austin?
No, sir.
Yeah. But you guys know about responsiveness of a website. The responsiveness of a website, as I told you guys, how it will appear both on phone, on your tablet, on your computer, on your laptop. You know of that, right?
Yes, sir.
So now, that responsiveness, which I explained to you guys in our last class, that's when you make use of media queries. You make use of media queries. But now in this present days, it's not that developers don't make use of it. They still make use of media queries, but there are CSS frameworks that make things much easier, such as Bootstrap. Are you guys seeing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, you say think of building a website from scratch using only basic HTML and CSS. It's totally doable. It can be done, but it can be a bit like building with individual Lego bricks one by one. So the whole process is quite strenuous, it's quite slow, and it's quite, let me say, stressful. But Bootstrap is here, it's a CSS framework. Now they said, imagine a set of ready-made rules and styles that you can apply to your HTML elements. It also comes with some handy JavaScript features to add interactivity. The beauty of it is that someone else has already put in a lot of groundwork for common web design patterns. So you don't have to start from a blank slate every time. So it's kind of a framework where they have already had coded responsiveness into that framework, into that CSS framework, that you just need to call in one or two codes and it will affect your website and do the magic there. That's what Bootstrap does. You can check Bootstrap in our W3 schools, as we see. This is our W3 schools, Bootstrap. And so now, currently we are in Bootstrap 5. They have Bootstrap 3, Bootstrap 4, they have Bootstrap 5. We are learning the latest, Bootstrap 5. There's not much difference though, but this is the updated version, Bootstrap 5. So what does our document say? So why should you even bother learning Bootstrap? So easy speed. It seriously speeds up your development time. Instead of writing tons of CSS media queries from scratch or from button, for your buttons, your navigation bars, your layouts, your divs, and the rest of them, as aligning them left, aligning them right, center, and the rest, making them to be fixed, making them to be, so all these things, instead of to actually be using your media queries and writing so many queries for both tablet size, phone size, laptop size, and the rest of them. All these things are easier. So the speed in doing it is much more faster. The responsiveness in using Bootstrap too. They say this is huge. In today's world, your website needs to look fantastic, not just on a big computer screen, but also in tablet phones and the rest. Bootstrap built-in responsive design features make this much more easier. It handles a lot of adjustments for different screen sizes automatically. You don't have to start seeking the perfect max width for a particular device size. It has it automatically. You just have to call it in there. consistency. Bootstrap helps to create a consistent look and feel across your entire website. All the components are designed to work well together visually. So the community support, the mobile first approach. So these are all the things Bootstrap does. Bootstrap, because of Bootstrap is so popular, there's massive online community. They have Bootstrap communities. Yeah, as I told you, they have the Bootstrap 3, Bootstrap 4, Bootstrap 5. They are in the latest Bootstrap 5. There are so many Bootstrap communities you can endeavor in. I might teach you something now, and you may join a Bootstrap community. They will teach you more. You will see more Bootstrap, let me say, Bootstrap classes and stylings. The mobile first approach. Bootstrap is designed with similar screens in mind from the get-go. This means you're building a solid foundation for mobile users, and then you can enhance it to larger screen. So the responsiveness in Bootstrap is not even quite, it is so good. Are you guys understanding me? Christian and Austin. Christian and Austin, are you guys hearing me? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
so okay. So how does all this magic happen? Bootstrap is primarily made of HTML, CSS, and a bit of Java. It's mixed together. It's a framework of CSS. It's just based on styling and beautifying your website. The CSS files contain all the creating styles for things like button grids and forms. JavaScript files add dynamic functionalities to certain components like drop-down menus and modals. Those pop-up windows you see sometimes. Bootstrap too. So all these things you don't actually need to hard code your CSS and the rest of them. So let's get our hands dirty. To set up a Bootstrap in your project, the easiest way you can start is by using what is called CDN. The full meaning of CDN means Content Delivery Network. So I will show you guys how to make use of Bootstrap, how you can use Bootstrap in your work. So if you can come to your Chrome, okay, already we are in W3 School. Let me just use this. Try it yourself. Let me use this. So there are actually two ways you can call in your Bootstrap. Like if you could download the Bootstrap folder, download it. Let me say Bootstrap 5. You can go online, download it, and save it as a folder into your work, and then you link it to your HTML. I'll show you that. Or you can use the CDN. Now, in this W3 School, they made use of this CDN. Now, the CDN, which I told you is Content Delivery Network. Okay, excuse me. The CDN, which is Content Delivery Network. Now, they have the CDN for the CSS and the CDN for the JavaScript. Over here in W3 School, for this example, they made use of this CDN for the styling and the JavaScript. If I get rid of this CDN, if I get rid of this CDN and run it, you see everything has gone back to default. My first Bootstrap page has come to default, starting from the left and everything. But if I bring it back and run it, the style they gave here, this class, this is a style. It has affected the whole page. Hope you guys are seeing the magic. So these are part of this is how the CDN work. You don't actually need to call in your Bootstrap. Let me say you have a folder in your work, a Bootstrap folder in your work. You don't actually need to call it in. You can just use the CDN, but this CDN works with network. It works with, as far as you're online, it works. So so this is an example they gave. This is an example they gave. Let's just have this. They've already linked this CDM. This is Bootstrap 5, 5.3. Let's just copy this and load it in our work. Sorry. It's in our work. So let me say in my index.html, let me change everything. Index.html. Okay. All right. So now this is a CDN. You can go online and search for Bootstrap CDN. You'll see them. You'll see the one for different versions: 3.2, 3.3, 4.5. So this is the latest 5.3. It's still under the Bootstrap 5. It saved my work. So with this CDN now, this is I called in this CDN and I wrote my H1 hello Bootstrap button. Now with this class I have written button primary. This is a styling. This is a styling. This thing here is a styling. Sorry. This thing here is a styling. Now, because of this styling, because of the CDN that is here, this styling, you will see its work in my when I load the whole project. So let's go. Open with live server. Let's come in. Okay. So you see the way it's styled the button primary. Let me use the CDN that is over here. I think this one is not the right one. Let me use this one over here. But let me search for one. Bootstrap. Yeah. And search for Bootstrap CDN. You see various CDNs for the version of Bootstrap you want. You could just go to Bootstrap documentation. The CDN is still provided here. So let me use this. This is the Bootstrap documentation. This is getbootstrap.com. You can come here and you read about Bootstrap and learn more and know how the Bootstrap stylings are. Still in W3 school too. So let's head over to it. So it's coming. I think there was an error here. They didn't put this in our Bootstrap. That's why it's like this. I didn't put this in our Bootstrap. Same thing with this. So if I save my work, I still check it now. Okay, now you see the styling has occurred on the button. Are you guys with me? Christian, Austin, are you guys?
Yes, I.
So this is the styling I was talking about. I gave it button primary. That is the styling in Bootstrap. If I should give this button secondary, save my work. I hope I got the spelling right. Yeah. You check my work. That's gone. This is secondary. If I should do this button warning, save my work. Come back. You see it has changed. So these are the stylings in Bootstrap. If I should come over here, let me say my H1, I give it a class. I'm just showing you what Bootstrap does. Class, margin top, 4. That's taking it down. I see it. If I should give it padding, 4. You see, that's shifted it, giving it the padding here, giving it the padding here, giving it the padding here, giving it the padding here. So these are the things that Bootstrap does. You don't actually need to go to your CSS and start writing codes and writing code. You just call in the codes here in a class and it affects it. This is what Bootstrap does. So let's continue. Let's continue. So they say see those link and script tags in the head and before the closing body. Those are linking to Bootstrap CSS and JavaScript files on the CDN. Save this file and open it in your web browser. You should see the styled heading and a blue button as we saw before. Then that's the Bootstrap in action. We could also download Bootstrap files and link to them locally, which gives you more control. But for now, using the CDN is the quickest way to get up and running. So why they are emphasizing more on using CDN? You could actually download Bootstrap, could download your Bootstrap, download it, the zip file, and unzip it, bring it to your work. Let me say Bootstrap is somewhere here. You call it in here. When you call it in, whatever style you do, it will still happen. But the reasons why people don't mostly use them is because they occupy space, as you can see, a lot of space in your work. Your work will have much more space. It will occupy much more space, and it's easier to use CDN because everything is going online. Everything is going online. Most of the times, if you don't connect most of the time, if you don't give the right connection to that your called in Bootstrap that you downloaded, it won't affect your website. But as far as CDN is concerned and your website is still populating online, it works perfectly. That's why they are emphasizing more on using the CDN. But you could still go with the downloading Bootstrap to your work and calling Bootstrap into you calling your Bootstrap in the head tag. This is how you call in Bootstrap. The link tag and the ref tag. The link tag and the ref property. You call in your link. You know link is a single tag. Ref. You call in this. You put in the CDN and display it as a style sheet. Same with the script source. You call in the CDN. You close your tag. The script is normally the last thing in the last tag in whatever you're coding. Why it is displayed as the last? JavaScript is known to have a kind of complexity that if it's reading your work, it starts from top to bottom. So it's better the script tag is at the bottom so that it won't affect any other tag coming after it. If this script tag was to be at the top, it's not an issue. Most of the times it's being read well. But if you have a very large work and prolonged work, it might even fail to read your Hello Bootstrap or so. So that's why it's best to put your script tag as one of the last tags in your work. Do you guys get me? Do you guys get me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Eunice, how are you doing? Miss Eunice, how are you doing?
Hello. Oh, I'm fine. Good afternoon.
I hope you're following along.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so now to continue with what you are saying. So if you come to W3 schools, as I told you, you can start with your Bootstrap 5 and everything. So containers, they have containers, grid, typo, colors, tables. They explain a lot, the forms making a form in Bootstrap, even the grid section, which is the most important section in Bootstrap, and other things to know in Bootstrap. But today, what we'll be looking at, we'll be looking at the grid system and the basic stylings and components such as the buttons and navigations in Bootstrap. So let's hop into the grid system and we'll get to know. So the grid system, they said, this is where Bootstrap really shines when it comes to creating responsive layouts. Imagine your web page is like a piece of paper divided into 12 equal vertical columns. Bootstrap's grid system is based on this concept. Bootstrap's grid system is based on 12 equal columns. You can then decide how many of these 12 columns different elements on your page will span. To structure a layout, you primarily use 3 main Bootstrap classes. Make use of the container. This acts as a wrapper for your content. It carries your content on a larger screen and provides some padding on the sides. Bootstrap also offers, you can still make use of container flow. This makes the content span the entire width. It doesn't add that padding to your content. Now you make use of the row. This is a row for a horizontal group of columns. You place your columns inside a row, and then you make use of the column. This is the COA, the column dash dash. This dash means you're calling in the width you want your. This dash means you're calling in the width you want your let me say your D or whatever thing that you're calling under the container row to span to. Now we'll take a good example so that you guys will see how it operates and how it's being done. But before then, these are the breakpoints in the column. You have the SM, which are small, typically for phone, the MD, which is medium, typically for tablet, the LG, which is smaller desktop, the XL, extra large, for larger desktop, XXL, extra large for very large desktop. So they say if you want elements to take up to half the screen on a medium-sized device and full width, and you might use the class like this is here they call it column medium 6, column 12. So what they mean is in a medium, let me say in a tablet or a very average device, that div or whatever that's holding the container, it will have this size. But when it's now in a bigger device, it will take this size. So now you're giving two sizes to a particular div or a particular tag that's holding a, let me say, a form, a div, and whatsoever you wish to use. So this is an example. This is an example they gave. You can just copy this and try it out so that you see how it's been done. You see how it's been done. I hope you guys are following with me. Austin and Christian and Eunice. I hope you guys are understanding. Are you guys there? Christian and Austin and Eunice.
I'm here.
I hope you're understanding as I'm explaining. I need you guys' feedback so that I will make sure that you guys are understanding what is being done today. Christian, Austin, and Eunice. Hello, am I speaking to some people?
Yes, sir.
Are you there? Do you get what I've been explaining so far? Do you get what I've been explaining so far?
Yes, sir, we are following. Well, I just want to understand something.
Yeah.
Making use of all those column containers, how do we know where to put them?
That's what I'm here. I explained it. I wanted to know if you understood what I explained, so that if you don't understand, I will show you how it's being applied and when to apply them, and every other question that follows suit. So I guess you didn't understand what I explained, but watch as I'm going to do this. Now, they said in our documentation, as I told you, the grid system, this is where Bootstrap, for the grid system, this is where the responsiveness happens. The grid system, just take it that from the left of your screen, left of this my screen, to the end, which is this my right, is 12 vertical columns. 12 vertical columns. Let me go to the grid system. It's 12 vertical columns. Now, this same screen that you guys are viewing, still on your phone, it is still 12 vertical columns. That same screen, which is 12 vertical columns, if you appear in your television, it is still 12 vertical columns. If you appear in your tablet, it is still 12 vertical columns. What do I mean? This is a grid system. This is what they mean, the grid system. This is the grid system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On every screen, both television, tablet, PC, phone, is 12 vertical columns. That's how Bootstrap was configured to be. On any screen it finds itself in, it formulates a 12 vertical columns for that screen. Do you guys understand? So, because of that 12 vertical columns, we make use of the container, the row, and then the column, where we make use of these breakpoints in the code, which I showed you. Column medium 6, column 12. So now, because Bootstrap finds itself in different screens and still assigns 12 vertical columns to those different screens. Now, like this example here, they gave it column medium 6. If it finds itself in a tablet or phone, it will assign whatever div, whatever form, whatever thing that you code to appear as column medium 6. If it finds itself in a larger screen, it structures itself to appear column 12. So it can be column XL 12 if you wish, or column 12. 12 is already 1200 pixels. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. So that's the thing. That's the beauty of Bootstrap. And you see the example here. So I have a div. I open the div. I close the div. In this div that is governing everything I want to code inside it, I gave it a class container. I gave it a class container. Give it a class container. And I made another div outside it. Inside it, sorry. A div inside it, named it row. And then I code whatever thing I want. This is the beauty. It's just you make your div. When you make your div, you give it a class. Name it container. Container. Now, the next div you make inside, you make another div inside it, because you know you're handling with 12 vertical columns. You're using Bootstrap. You make another div and give it a class. Name it, give it row. I see. Now, whatever thing you're putting inside it, you make use of your column medium, column 12, column, whatever column, as how you want it to appear, both in phone, tablets, and the rest. So see what they gave here. They wrote this half of a screen medium, whatever. They gave it column medium 6. They did the same to this. I can still come here and do column 12, column SM6, and the rest. So this column are assigned to it. Bootstrap obeys it, and okay, so Bootstrap obeys it and gives it a very good responsiveness when it appears to these different devices. So let me just still copy this and place it here. Let me still copy this and place it here. I save. Now for me to view my work, so I see half of a medium size. It took the other one, the other half of it gave this here, it gave this here. And as I told you, Bootstrap is a 12 vertical column. So in this code, as we have given this 6, the remaining column remains 6. It gave this 6. We gave the other section 6. So it obeyed it. If you can see, half of a minute, it took 6. From here to here is 6. From here to here is 6. 12 columns, making it 12 columns. Do you guys get me? Do you guys, is there any misunderstanding?
Also, I don't understand.
You don't understand. Okay, let me re-explain it again. All I'm trying to say is in Bootstrap, the grid system of Bootstrap is the beauty of Bootstrap. The grid system was made in a way that each device Bootstrap finds itself in, that device has 12 vertical columns. Your phone, if you enter a website that is made with Bootstrap in your phone, that Bootstrap has already automatically assigned 12 vertical columns on your phone. If you log into a website that is made with Bootstrap on your tablet, that your tablet automatically has 12 vertical columns. If you log into a website that was made with Bootstrap on your PC, that website has automatically 12 vertical columns. Same with your television. Now, for Bootstrap to be responsive on these devices, it makes use of this grid system, which is the 12 vertical columns. Now, these 12 vertical columns, for you to make use of it, you make use of these three classes: the container, the row, and the column. The container, the row, and the column. This is the container, the row, and the column. This column SM, column mid, column large. So now, what does container do? As I explained, the container just gives a padding between that's your screen. It acts as a wrapper for your content. It centers your content on a larger screen and provides some padding on the sides. It provides some padding at the sides. It traps your content. Now, my content, if I should remove this container that I wrote here, let me remove this. This is my parent div. This is the opening and close. This is my parent. Let me just cancel this one I made here. If I save it, this is my parent div. I've removed it. If I should remove this container, now, I save. Everything has stretched to the side of my div. Side of my screen, sorry. It has stretched to the side of my screen. So that container is kind of a wrapper and makes a padding beside your screen. If I should bring it back, I save. It has made that padding there. I see. Now that's what container does. Now, you're seeing that I did a div and wrote this, and I did another div and wrote this. Now, these divs I wrote, one appeared at the left, another appeared at the right. How come? In a normal circumstance, if you should do div, let me say, if you should do a div, let me do a div here. Let me just copy this, and you don't put all these classes. Let me move all these classes. You don't put all these classes, all these Bootstrap classes. On a normal circumstance, this height will appear, one on top, the other below. I seen height appears, one on top, the other below. But because of Bootstrap, one came here, the other came here. How did that happen? Let me explain. You make use of the class row. That is the second parent div after the container. You make use of the class row. This class row makes things appear in row in that 12 vertical columns. It makes things appear in row in that 12 vertical column. Do you get me? Now, after assigning your class row, whatever thing you're calling here and you're making use of the column, this column, they will appear as rows. Now, when making use of the column, you should also tell yourself and remind yourself, Bootstrap has 12 vertical columns. It doesn't exceed 12 vertical columns. Every screen automatically on Bootstrap has 12 vertical columns. So what they did here, they gave this column medium 6. They've already assigned 6 vertical columns to just this div. They have already assigned 6 vertical columns to just this div. They did again, div class column medium 6. They've assigned the remaining 6 vertical columns to this div, making it complete 12 vertical columns. Are you seeing? 12 vertical columns. So when we load the work over here, let me cancel this. Okay, I've canceled it. Not save it. When we load the work, you're seeing from here to here is already 6 vertical columns. From here to here is another 6 vertical columns. You get me? So this is what Bootstrap does. You can come here because maybe you feel that this is more. I might decide to make this 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. It's not yet 12. what happened to the remaining 4? I didn't assign anything. But you see what will happen. If I save this, from here to here is 4. From here to here is 4. The remaining 4 is from here to here, and nothing has been assigned to it. I see. Until it's 12, it completes. So I can come here and say, let me say, I can come here and do the same thing now. I give it 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 4, that is 12. If I load it, see, I see. It can't exceed it. Any other thing I give here will go beneath those ones. And to start a new 12 vertical columns. If I come here and do this now, it doesn't push it, it goes beneath it because it has completed its 12 vertical columns. Are you saying that? Are you guys saying that? Are you
Yes,
guys?
sir.
Yes.
Are you guys understanding it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the thing. So when you come to a website and you see maybe this section was somebody's picture and this other section that was a write-up, it was Bootstrap they did there. They took this one 6, they made this one 6. The person's picture is here, the person's biography is at the right-hand side. You can come to a website. Let me show you a website. Maybe just open a website and show you certain things Bootstrap does in the website. Let me show you some examples so that you see live evidence of Bootstrap. Let me show you a website. Okay, now this is Bootstrap. They took this one here. They took this one here. They took this one here. This is Bootstrap. This could be 444, making it 12. Are you seeing? Same thing here. Are you seeing? Same thing here. Same thing here. I see. If you watch around the various, let me open another website.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
So in those various columns that they've shared it into 444, then you can write whatever it is, no matter how long each of the column is.
It is in that column. It doesn't surpass that column. It doesn't, let me say, crosses that boundary. Are you saying that? Are you saying that? So those are the things Bootstrap does. Those are the things Bootstrap does. Let me open another website. Let me open another website. Let me show you guys some things. Okay, this is the top. Okay. The website load so that you see some live examples of how Bootstrap is being used on websites. That you're not just stop at where I taught you guys. Okay, something like this now. This is Bootstrap. The website is still loading. This is Bootstrap. This is a container holding, there's a pad in here, there's a pad in here. Now, inside, they made a div, a column, maybe here was column 6, here was column 6. Still inside this column 6, they did, this column 6 now, they did a container row, and this column 6 from here to here is another 12 columns, and they still did it 6, 6. Made this one here, brought this one here, brought this one here, brought this one here, brought this picture here. Are you seeing? Do you guys understand what I just said now? Do you guys understand what I just said?
But sir, please
Okay,
explain it again.
let me do this example here for you guys. Let me do this particular example for you guys now. Let me do this particular example for you guys. Okay, now I have let me go back. I I have this, I have this. Still is, so this is the, let me save. Take this as this section and this section. Take it as the whole of year and the whole of year. I see. So now inside this section, they made a div. Now, div. This section that has column 6, they made a div. Gave it a class, container. Okay, sorry. Give it a class container. Give it a row, class row. Sorry. Class row. I see. And now I assigned it div. Call class. Still call medium 6. Give it another column medium 6 still. Now, maybe there was a right. Let me just copy that right up. Sorry, let me copy that right up. Okay, we are inserted and okay. Copy this right up. Paste it here. Copy the other one. Copy this one. Paste it here. The other one. Paste it here. Now, save. While this one, let me just put this in a p tag. Put this whole thing in a p tag. In a p tag. That's how it appears. Now it has demarcated this and this. I see. Still inside this 6. This 6 now has taken 12 columns again. And demarcated 6, 6. Are you seeing the thing? I can continue and decide to I see. Let me give it a margin top. I see. This. Why this was that picture? Let me say this was the picture. I just made a replica of what occurred here. Are you seeing that? Are you guys seeing the magic?
Yes, sir.
So still inside this 6, you can still assign 12 vertical columns and divide it into 6, 6. Still inside this 6 here that is here, this one is 6. If you do it again, this same thing I did, you can still demarcate 6, 6 here. It's not only 6 if you can demarcate, you can still demarcate 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. As far as everything still lands in 12 vertical columns, maybe 2, 2, 2. Well, you know how you do it, but I just made my work look okay. You get. I can decide to be like 4, 4, 4. That's 12. Every other thing that comes over it. So this one. 4, 4. And as far as it's 12, beside the same 6 that was here, this year was from year to year was 6, but still from year to year is still 12. They have demarcated 12, 4, 4, 4. That's 12. Are you seeing that? Are you guys seeing the magic?
Yes, sir.
So do you guys understand it now?
Yes, sir.
So little by little you get there. Little by little, you are just new to the Bootstrap. So this is what degree section of Bootstrap is. Degree section of Bootstrap is the beauty of Bootstrap. Its ability to make work responsive. Now, if I should view this in my phone screen size now, you see how it will appear. You see how it will appear. Let me change phone. Sorry. What is this? Let me copy this and load it in my Chrome. It's in my Chrome. It's in my Chrome. So you see how it will appear. We right click and click on inspect. So sorry, I gave it column medium. Yeah, 16. If I should change this medium to something like because it's in column medium, if I change that column large, to column large. Save. Download slowly. Something is wrong somewhere. Yeah. Column SM. To show you guys how it looks in phone screen size. It's not bringing out the appearance I want, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. You get me? You get me? Are you guys there? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're following.
I will show you guys how it looks, but let's just continue. How responsive it will look. What is meant to do? What is actually meant to do? All this will break down each other. All this will break down each other, just like
So basically, what you want to do is switch between the columns, right? For full screen, use column large 4, 4, 4, and the last one, right? But then for So change those SM to LG.
MD.
LG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then go, space. Then column SM -12.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah. I save. So if I should view my work on a phone view, right? What's from? Actually, it's breaking. It's breaking on the phone view, though. It's breaking. I guess it's still from the container here. Yeah, from the container here, we're meant to still give it column SM12. Yeah, so that when it appears on the full screen, it adjusts. Column medium 6. SM12. But I hope you guys understand what I'm just explaining. If you can see, all this broke down. It broke down each other. It broke down and it broke down responsively. All the write-ups, they were 4, but now they are broken down responsively under each other. If you can see what's going on, they broke down under each other. So that the things that it does.
Please, I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused because when you were explaining the Bootstrap and the different sizes depending on what screen you are using, phone, desktop, large desktop, and all of that. I thought when it was like phone screen, it said it was supposed to be smaller, but now I'm seeing if I changing it to LG, which means large, right?
Okay.
For an iPhone X screen. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm the one getting it wrong.
What I explained was, now I explained that each screen has a 12 equal vertical column. As far as you're using Bootstrap, your phone, your PC, and the rest of the other screens, text, tablet, and the rest, television. Now, you make use of a container, your row and column. Now, this column now has different breakpoints. As you could see, SM is for phones, MD is for tablets, LG is for desktop. These are the different breakpoints. Now, the vertical equal columns, it doesn't actually matter about the breakpoints. The vertical equal columns, automatically you using Bootstrap, each gadget, each device has that because of it's a Bootstrap website or Bootstrap stuff you're doing. Now, when you assign these breakpoints in your column now, it's what it does now is that when you have, like, let me say your div 6 and column medium 6, column medium 6 in different divs and the rest, is this breakpoints that you use so that they will have like a kind of breakdown. They break under each other in those screens. What I wanted this stuff that I was doing, all those things that I wrote down, if you could see this white side and this blue side is meant to come under here. As far as I've channeled to phone screen size, but there's a mistake I did in the code. It's meant to come under this whole thing come under, because this is the first 6, this is second 6. So it's meant to come under this. That's what it's meant to do. There is an interruption I did in the code. That's what just occurred here. It's meant to come under it. So if that breakpoint that I used to adjust how it looks in your different screen size, I might decide to even make another look that if it appears in bigger, let me say television, let it be 12 columns. And then if you load the website on a bigger television, this whole thing now, it won't appear like this. It might even appear 1, 2, 3, continue until this thing, it broke down, continue to its 12, and this other one goes under it and continues to its 12. So it's with this breakpoint that I used to adjust how it looks in your different screen size. But automatically, as far as it's a Bootstrap website or a Bootstrap stuff you're doing, each screen has 12 columns. Both the phone, the tablet, the television, the PC. That's what I explained. These 12 equal columns is automatically, as far as it's Bootstrap, on each screen. But the breakpoint is now used to adjust how you want it to appear on different screens. Do you get me? Hello, do you get me?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So these are part of the grid. This is what the grid does. This is what the grid does. So if you check the W3 schools, you check an example they did here. Let's check an example they did here. You see an example they did here. This is an example they did here. After calling their CDN, both the JavaScript and the CSS, they said div container, they use container fluid. Container fluid doesn't give that padding. But if I should remove the container fluid and use container, I use container and run it. That's giving that padding. I see it. But let me leave it as they use container fluid. We also have container fluid in documentation. There you can use it if you wish not to use container. Container fluid, which makes content span the entire width. It reaches the entire width. So using container fluid, basic grid, resize the browser window to the basic grid structure. Resize the browser window to see the effect. The first, second, and third row will automatically stack on top of each other when the screen is less than 576 px wide. When the screen is less than 570, that's when it's not entering into full screen. So they said control the column width and how you appear in different. So this they gave it now after giving your container fluid, they gave a row, div class row, div class, column SM6, SM6 50%, SM6 50%, column row, column SM4, BG primary text wide. All these are styling, but Bootstrap classes for styling. Primary, dark text, BG primary, text white, text white, text white. So these are the things. So now they say if it is less than, what did they say it? Yes, if it is less than 500, now it's like this, but as you're going, they are stacked under each other. Now this is a phone screen size. They have stacked under each and every one of themselves accordingly. They have stacked under it. But if you're increasing it, it has gone to its normal way as you styled it. But as it's getting smaller, they are stacked under each and every one of themselves. That's what our work is meant to do. That's what is meant to occur here. this is what is meant to happen in your phone screen size. As it's getting smaller, it stacks under each of them. We get insulted. You get it stacks under each and every one of them. But as it's increasing, you see, as it's increasing, and if I keep increasing it, are you seeing? Are you seeing? This is what is meant to occur. This might be my browser issue. So this is what is meant to occur. So do you get that? Do you get that, class? Do you get that? Are you guys there?
Oh, yeah.
In
We
his
understand.
Yes, I can hear him.
Do we
Okay.
understand? Do you have any
Fine.
questions?
Right now, no.
Okay.
For me.
All right, Charles, can you give me like 10 to 15 minutes? Let me just do like a run through of what you've discussed and see if we can catch them up with some things, right? Just give me 10 to 15 minutes. Allow me share my screen. Can you just help with that? Allow me share my screen.
Okay, I should explain. I should.
No, allow me share my screen. Allow me share my screen.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, sorry. You declined it. I want to share. Let
I
me
have
see.
allowed now.
Okay. All right, awesome. Yeah, so can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So the whole idea of Bootstrap is to make things easy for you to be able to build your website faster, right? So when there are some things that companies do, right? There are some companies that when they want to build like a car, they build it from scratch from every part of the car. But then there are some people that what they do is they do something called assembly, right? They assemble those parts, so they have like those parts together, brought together. Okay, yeah. So basically, if we've gotten those wardrobe that you can assemble, right? You just get the pack and you come home, just start putting them together like a Lego bricks and you assemble them and you have a wardrobe. That does not mean that you've built the whole website from scratch. Somebody have helped you to build some of those small parts. All you just did was assemble them together. That's what Bootstrap is. Bootstrap have helped us. You know how you were building those styles. Let me just quickly open the folder. Next up, skill parts, Frontend. This is week 6, right? New. Is this week 6 or 5? I can't remember. But let me just say week 6. Okay. So I'll open this folder now. So basically, we have like an index.html. Then we also have like a style.css, right? Now in our index.html, we have HTML5, basically, and H1 is this. Then our CSS, we say H1 should be color red. H1 should be color red, right? That's what we said. So let's link this. So we have like a link style sheet style CSS. So now if I go live, that's our H1. Hold on. Okay, I didn't write anything. Hello. Whoa. Right. So if I go live, it's not showing us red actually. So H1 links, right? Styles. Okay, this style, not styles. Okay. All right, awesome. So you see red. I can say font size should be 45 px. I can say fonts decoration should be underline. So no, there's nothing called fonts decoration. It's called text decoration. Sorry. text declaration should be underlined. And you see, basically, I'm just doing all of this, writing all of this CSS myself. But what Bootstrap does is Bootstrap helps you to write those CSS. They've written those CSS, and all you need to do is just call the styles, the class name, rather. All you need to do is call the class name. Give me a second, let me look for my Bootstrap page. Look for my Bootstrap page, okay? So all you need to do is call the class name, right? But before you do that, you can go to getbootstrap.com, their documentation, getting started production, introduction. So when you come here, you see everything that you want to know about Bootstrap, right? Now, the first thing is introduction, quick start, how to start the Bootstrap. It shows you this doc type and everything that you have, right? I already have this. Now, it's also saying include Bootstrap, CSS, and JS. Place the link tag in the head. So if you see this link tab, this one, and then the scripts and the scripts tag of the JavaScript bundle before the closing body, basically. So it's telling you what to do. So I'm just going to do this. Let me just copy this. Say I need this and I need to put it in the head. So that means here. And then I also need this script tag, put it towards the ending of this. And I heard when he was explaining all of this, like what these are called CDNs for the closing body. I don't need this body. Okay. These are called CDNs, content delivery network. So let me just see CDN, content delivery network. Right? So content delivery network is like a network that delivers content to you, right? So everything that is gotten from here is gotten over the internet, right? So this CSS file, you see bootstrap.main.css is gotten from the internet. This JS is also gotten from the internet. So that means instead of having this style.css, we already have a CSS file created for us. But we can't use that CSS file unless we call the names in that CSS file, right? So let me see if I can remember some of those names. You already mentioned some of those names. But let me see. So margin top, I remember they mentioned that margin top 5, you see it moves this. Text center is another class. Text center moves to the distance. Text primary, I can't remember if there's something called text primary. Yes, so there's something called text primary. Or I can change it to text ginger. That's for color, as you can see, right? So this is a style in Bootstrap. This is a style in Bootstrap. What this style does is it changes the text to red. This one, what it does is font center. This one is margin top, right? But you would ask yourself, how can I remember all of these things? It's a lot. And I was worried for you guys because it was mentioning all of these things and it might be difficult for you to remember since you're just starting. So what I want to show you is what I did when I started. It was over time and I started remembering them. So what I did is if you come down, don't worry about all of these other things, right? Come to components. Come to components. Yeah, components, utilities, some of all these other things, right? But I think if you go to components, really, you get everything that you need. So if you come to components, it gives you codes that they've already written that you can play with, right? So this is navbar. So if I come straight down to navbar, it says, you see that it has given me code for navbar here, right? Different type of code. So let me just pick this first one. If I copy it and put it here, and come here, you see that I already have a navbar. Yeah, very beautiful navbar, right? So link, drop down, disabled, gives me all these things, search box, navbar, right? Then if you now read more on it, you see that you can change these things different ways, right? Says you can, the navbar brand can be applied to most elements, blah, 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 the text and everything. So this navbar is a class, then there's navbar brand for this thing, like this logo, you understand? But what they wrote is navbar. But I can change that this thing from navbar to logo. What do we need to do? Normally, we've learned about logo, right? So I just change this and I put an image this thing here. And as you can see, I brought in Bootstrap's logo, right? I can also remove this Bootstrap and it's no longer going to have Bootstrap, it's just going to have the logo there. So basically I can do whatever I want to do with the code that was given to me. Now it's back to Bootstrap. I can say home, this is home, which is here. The next one is link. I can say change link to about us. And to change this drop down to services. And in the service, I can say call us, email us, and everything. So if I click on job, I see call us and email us, right? Now, the good thing about even using some of this component that Bootstrap have made is they have done even the other thing that I mentioned, the mobile responsiveness. So you see that once I went to mobile, I just switched it, right? And this is what I did when I was beginning. I was just playing around with it, and from there, I'll just build my own website, right? Then, if you go there after navbar, there's something called hero section. Let me see. Oh, there's no hero. Okay, so let me see. Let me see. Accordion, alert, badge, bread, buttons, cards, carousels, collage, drops down, lists, modal, navbar and tabs, curve canvas, pagination, placeholders. Da, 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 da. Let me go somewhere else. Let me see. Contents, image, da, da, da. Layout. Okay. So this is what it was teaching you, containers and grid. But I'm looking for something else. Hold on. I might see it. Flex. Da, 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 da. Forgotten the name. There's a name that they call it. Hold on. Okay. Okay. You know what? Breadcrumb. Let me see. Another. Sorry. Bootstrap name for hero. Let's see. Hero section. Let me call it hero section. In Bootstrap, hero section is a combination of Bootstrap classes. Jumbotron. Jumbotron is what I'm looking for. So what I'll do is I'll just search for Jumbotron. So if I see, let's see. Okay. So there's no longer Jumbotron. Dropped the Jumbotron component as it can be replaced with utilities. Okay, so there's no longer Jumbotron. Right? This is what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to have like a big box with stuff like this, and you can now play with it. So, you know what? Since there's no longer Jumbotron, wait, let me see. Examples. So there is, so we can use, but well, you can just look at it, but let me look for something else. Let me look for something else that can help. They've changed a lot of things since the last time I used Bootstrap. So accordion, let me see what accordion is. Okay, accordion is for FAQs. You know those questions that say what's the question and then the answer, that's accordion. Card, carousel. Okay, carousel, let me see. I think carousel, yeah, good. I can use this. So let me use this. I can copy this as the next thing on my code. And I come down to after the navbar, can now paste this, right? So when I paste this is what I get. Okay, it's not showing anything, right? Because there are no images. So let me get some images. Image, flower, images. Okay, good. So I'll just copy link address for this. Now, this is the images, the source. So I'm just going to change the source from this one. Gets the flower for this as well. And finally, I need, okay, one more copy link address. So I'm just getting like quick images. You can also get your own images, whatever you want to try. And now if I go here, what's happening? Hold on. Okay, did I copy the wrong thing? Let me see. Copy link address. Copy image address rather. Sorry. So let me just change this. I should have gotten the image address, not the link address. Which did I do? Copy image address. Then finally, did I copy this one? Let me see. So, uh, okay. Let me see. I'm not sure I did. Let me just copy something else. Copy image address. So you see how just changing a few things now will make everything work fine. So if I next, see, some website that looks like this. So now it's looking very big and it shouldn't be looking very big. So let me see if I can do something about it, right? So div class, div carousel linear. So let me see. There should be a way to change the height. Let's check. Please. Let's check for something on heights. Okay, so how do you change heights? Yeah. Come on. You can set the height value. Oh no. Okay. There should be a way to change the height. So let me see. Or let me do it on the image themselves. See. Yeah. So width is 100. Height is 50. Let's try that. Then it is 50. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's go to the image. Did they work? No, it's not working. It's not even moving anymore. Not moving anymore. I think I broke it. What did I change? Let me just go back and okay, it's moving now. All right, so there should be a way to reduce the height. I just can't figure it out right now. Height 50. It's not taking. So another thing I could do is give it my own style. Well, give me a second. Let me try. Let me try one last thing. Um, slider heights. Let me just try one last thing. That's something that I can do. But then I can also use Bootstrap styles. I just can't find the Bootstrap styles I'm looking for now. So let me just say same view heights. I've not taken in. Let's see view heights. Slider heights. It's not taking the style, so Okay, I think I removed the link to the stuff. I removed I removed it. Okay, let's see if it does now. It's still not taking it. Okay, so this is gonna be some trouble for me. Let's just not delay ourselves with this. But you have an idea of what I mean. We can also add content to it. Let's see. So let's go to our Addison. Let's go back a bit. Okay, so this one does not have any content, right? So we have this, you can add this content, but that's not the kind of content I want. Let me see if there's any other content. Okay, so there's no other content, right? But let's just use this that we have available. So first slide label, right? So inside our carousel inner, after the image, we can now paste this. So let's see. Oh man, what did I do? I cropped it so nice a lot. So after the image, this is the image. I can do this, paste this. Then after the image here, that image link is very long. So sorry about that. Then inside this one, I'll say second. Then do it for the third one. After the image, I'll paste it and I say third. So if I go to the page now, this is a page. No, this is not the one I'm using. This is the page, and you scroll down, you will see, let me bring this. You see it's here, down here, first slide. If I next, it's freezing up again. What did I do again? I think there's some things that I'm doing that's breaking it up. So let me remove some of the things that I did. I think one thing I did was I brought this style sheet back. Then let me see if I added anything. Okay, I added this. All right, so let's see. Okay. I was working on this 70. Okay, let's reload this. Okay, so it's rolling now. And yeah. So first slide, second slide, third slide, right? If I also move this thing to anywhere on the page, it's just use some CSS. I noticed something, but it's not working. It's not working. I noticed I was doing it on the ID, but still the change didn't take on the class. So I'm not sure. Let me try here. This is a class as well. H60. H for height and 60 is the size that I'm trying to use, but it's still not working. I'm not sure why. Something that we can look into later on. But since I asked for 15 minutes and I'm already past that 15 minutes, I'm just going to show one more. Let me see, one more. Where's that page? Here you are. Okay, so one more. Let me see. Drop down. No, list group, model, nav banner, pagination. Let me see what pagination is. Oh, okay, pagination. Yeah. No, that's too big now. Hold on. Let me see. List group. No. Let's look for something else. Collapse. Double to collapse now. Okay, we saw progress, but not quite long, so I'm not going to show that. Scroll speed. Let's see what is this. Okay, so this is a navbar that goes to the section, right? You can also check this one out, right? So you see what you do. Then you see this one. This is also a navbar that selects where they've gotten to on this side. So you can also check this one out. right? Then let's see what this one is. This same thing. So that's what's happening on the side. Same thing, just the style is different. Right, so you can also check that. Spinners, all this loader. Oh, it's loading. You can also check this too, right? Toast is for alert and information, right? So see.
Sorry,
Shows
so you said when we go to Bootstrap, this place is under utility, right?
so let's go back to the home page. When you get here, what you go to is docs. Then from docs, you can go to any place, but the one I'm checking is components. You can just check out different things. Let me see utility, let me see background now. So background is all of this background color. Remember, danger was red, primary is blue, different colors as you can see. Then gradients. So this is styles for different colors, so to speak. You can try them out. Borders, it's different type of border. So you see border will give you full round border. Border top will give you just one border on the top, right? Subtractive, so border 0 would remove all the borders, right? Then different border primary set to give you all of these colors, right? So you can just check them out. Display, okay. Okay, so you see this one is, the display is inline, right? But then the difference is this background is primary, which is blue, this background is dark, right? But the two of them are on the same line. That's why you see this D inline means that they should be on the same line. This D block means they should be on top of each other, right? So different things that you might want to try out. But the main one that gives you all of those code is inside components, right? You can just check it out. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right. So because I want us to pay attention to it because this next week, we're going to be building a website, right? Before we go into JavaScript, I want us to be able to build a website, even if it's not a very busy website like this, right? But build a website, should have a navbar, have a header, have body, have content, have footer, all of those things, right? You can do it. You can do it. See cards now. This is for like blogs. You put the image, you put the title, you put the content, you put a link that says go to the blog or read the blog, right? So these are different things that you can use for different things. What else did I not show? Okay, placeholders. What's placeholders? Placeholders is like let me see. Okay. So like this for loader, right? You use it for a loader before the card come, right? So you don't totally need that one. Yeah, so that's it, right? Then for forms, you have forms. If you want a form, you have all of these form. See, all the form types and everything. Those input fields, the one that is already designed, like this one now. Let me just copy this one and put on my page. After everything, I'll put this. I'll put this. And if I go down on my page, you see the form, right? See, this can select something. All of this can select different things, right? So you can also change them. All of this is for input class. The type is file. All of this is file. So you don't need something like this. You need something that have different type of this thing. So you can check them, select, check boxes, radio range, different types, and auto validate. Then let me see. Let's see. You showed you containers not quite long ago. Default container. So every section of your code should be a container, right? Every section, basically, or a container fluid, right? So this one is a container fluid because see where it started from. But this one that I'm using is container. It started from the end. I can change it to a container fluid so that you see. Container. Oh, it's actually a container fluid. then I think it's the container that goes inside. Let me see. Yeah, it's the container that goes inside. It's the fluid that goes outside, right? So that's the difference between containers. But every section should have just one container. And what I mean by section is a block like this if it goes from left to right, should be one container, right? But then there are some cases where you want to have two containers, but then most times it's just one container. So I'm going to show you an example. Let me just write a code after this place. So this part that you think I'm using for my head is because I've wrote Bootstrap a long time ago. So container, then the next part is under it will be a row. Then you have column, LG, let's just say 4, right? So now I'm going to put it lorem ipsum, right? So I'm going to paste it like 3 times or a few times, right? So if it comes to the page, you see we have it's about 9 times, right? As you can see. So let me do something like, before I do it again, let me do border primary, so I'll see the difference. Okay, good. Now do it 9 times. Good, so as you can see 9 times, right? What it was showing you is, what I wanted to show you is this, as you can see. See how they went on top of each other at the small distance. They are still on top of each other, right? So you see. But then, if I say, oh, this is at 900, my 900 is around medium, right? But I don't want to go on top of it at 900. I specify that medium, let me go back again. Specify that medium, call MD, change it to 6. So that means 2 on each line instead of 1 on each line of medium. And you see 2 on each line, 3 on large, medium is 2, the small is 1, right? I can also specify that, oh, I don't want small to be 1. I want it to still be 2. Okay, you know what? Let me even do it. I want large to be 3, medium to be 4, small.
He will get back. Let's just wait for. Let's just be patient with him. He will be back. But I hope you guys understood what he has been explaining. Eunice, especially. Hope you understood.
That's why I said Eunice especially. Yes.
I think you're trying to grab something from it, but it's quite difficult for you. Hope you're understanding what he has been explaining.
Yes, and the bootstrap he explained that in all those places, I feel like it's going to be a lot of help in trying to use it in assignments or stuff for the coding. So yeah.
So maybe after now, you can go and check the Bootstrap documentation on W3 School. There are many more sites you can use, but I recommend these two though. You play around them, not only you, Austin, Christian, and every other one else. You can play around them. You get. So let me give him the opportunity to continue explaining. You could go on. You could go on.
Sorry, my internet went off, but you can take it from there. I think they have a picture of what what I'm trying to explain. So you don't need to cram everything from your head. Go to the documentation, you can copy the code, just try to understand those classes. Now, when you understand those classes, you see that next time you know the class to use for a particular thing.
All right. So you've heard from him. You can go to documentation. When you go to documentation, you can go to components. You see where they make use of already presented codes. You could edit them and understand their classes. Understand their classes. Yeah, get to understand their classes. So those are the things. So we've understood this, and I think we could stop at grid. Now, next class, we'll talk about other stylings and other components. He's already given you guys heads up in button and navigation, but I'll still explain more on that. To understand how the structure is and their classes too. But grid is the beauty of Bootstrap, the grid. And I believe you guys understood the 12 equal vertical columns. That each device, as far as it's a Bootstrap made website, it has assigned 12 equal vertical columns to each device, phone, laptop, and so on and so forth. So that's what it does. This is what I was showing you guys. In the phone screen, it goes down. In the large screen, it expands. So that's the thing. Well, you could go to the Bootstrap documentation, as he said, or you could come still at W3 School. There are a lot of examples. Everything you're finding is here. Everything you're finding. Jumbotron was once here, but now it's utilities. So you could play around them. Try it yourself. You can try so many things and mix around many things. Even in the Bootstrap documentation, you can do so. So if you could grasp grid, every other thing in Bootstrap, you've understood it. If you could grasp grid, the grid section in Bootstrap, every other thing in Bootstrap, you've understood it. Every other thing in Bootstrap, you've understood it. So these are many of them, a lot. Even the drop downs, even forms, and the rest of them. Oh, yeah. So we could call it a day. And I believe you guys will go back and also express more interest into the Bootstrap. You'll see, play around the Bootstrap, play around it, play so much with it. You will see how to modify it and edit things in it. Already made codes already in the Bootstrap documentation. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys are with me. Austin, Eunice, Christian.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Austin and Christian, are you guys there?
Yes, sir. I'm there, the class.
Christian, are you there? Are you with us? Christian? Okay, I hope you understood all that has been explained.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we could call it a day. You could decide to do one or two things, even if some of like the navigation bars, you even give an example and every other thing. You could go on and test yourselves.
Don't worry, I'll be dropping an assignment for them. So expect to see your assignment published by tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah.
For this week. So you're going to be building a website. It's not going to be much, just a simple website. So you're going to see how you can attempt to build it and make sure it looks at least resembles the website. Then we can now take it from there.
So So these are some.
Can you stop sharing, Charles?
Okay, I'll do
No,
that.
no, not sharing. Can you stop recording rather?
Okay.